Hello and welcome to the Center for Spiritually Integrated Arts, a Centers for Spiritual Living teaching center. I am Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. I am the founder and the spiritual director. Now, as you are sitting there joining us, you may have questions, any number of questions, such as, who am I? How did I get here? Spiritually integrated arts means what exactly? What is a teaching center? Well, what is Centers for Spiritual Living? What is that? What does that even mean? Or New Thought, or religious science, or science of mind and spirit? You may have any number of questions about this specific community, about the parent organization, CSL, our philosophy, our teaching, our liberation theology. Any number of questions. Feel free to send an email. We look forward to connecting more and building our virtual community, our global community. And if you haven't connected yet on social media, feel free to do so. This is your invitation now. Also, did you know that all of our Sunday messages are archived on our YouTube channel? You can watch it anytime. Now, questions about anything, such as becoming a member. What does that mean? What does membership entail? And if you live somewhere far and already belong to a spiritual community, can you be a member of more than one? The simple answer is yes, you can. Just like you can shop at more than one grocery store, you can attend or be a member of more than one gym. We are building beloved community. So you can do both. You can be a member of both. You can be involved with both. That's what being in spiritual community means. So we welcome you. We invite you. We are so appreciative that you have found this community and that you have joined us today. We bless you. We love you. We welcome you. Live long and prosper. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of our Sunday message. Love you. Connect with you soon. Blessings. Namaste, greetings, welcome to the month of March. You said what? Yeah, I know it's your birthday this month. Relax. We're doing a message. So today, still in the energy of a grand rising and shifting consciousness in this year, the theme for this month is That's How We've Never Done It. That's how we've never done it. In other words, how are we doing it anew? We've never done that before. There was a time when we've never done smartphones before. There was a time we've never done automobiles before. We've never done air travel, planes. We've never done that before. And now we do. We've never done peace on earth. We've never done a world that works for all, equity and justice for all. That's the theme for the month. Today, specifically, we are talking about it's a brand new day of mystery and possibility. So, if we're going to step into our grand rising, we must be willing to embrace a new way of experiencing and expressing ourselves. So, this month, we will look at what newness feels like as it inspires, moves, and is expressed via our conscious evolution. If we want something different, very often, if not always, something different in our thoughts, something different in our way of communicating, something different in our emotions and feeling, something different in our actions must occur as well. You can't just change the effect by just changing the effect. Who and what are we choosing to be must change. If we want things to change, who and what we are being must change as well. The work, the artistry of life goes on. The practices deepen. We set the intention to remain conscious, to live from and as love, from and as creativity, authenticity, and divinity. And we continue to embrace infinite possibilities. So if you are ready, let's go a little bit deeper. That's the theme for the month. Specifically today, when you were first ah, this morning or any morning, what was your first thought? When you first cracked open your eyes and did that yawn, what was your first series of thoughts? Feel grateful for the fresh, brand new start of a new day. Or did you feel yourself weighed down with the depressed, regretful replays of yesterday, or it's Monday, or any anxious previews of what is to come today or tomorrow? What might it feel like if you felt free, fully free, to trust and to appreciate and to engage in the newness of the now, of this moment that today offers you? Infinite possibility is our divine birthright, and we deserve to seize each new day, seize each new moment as a brand new opportunity, a brand new beginning, and to make the best of it. Breathe. Okay. A brand new day, a brand new opportunity, a brand new possibility. The phoenix is a great symbol of this energy of rising anew. And we are encouraged to rise anew in thought, rise anew in word, changing how we think, how we communicate, etc. Changing in order to have the external experience, the lived experience that we say we desire to have, individually and collectively. Dr. Holmes says, I rise to meet the new day, filled with confidence and strength. I rise and go forth into the dawn, inspired and refreshed by the living spirit within me. He says within. As you well know, hearing from me often enough that I don't do the whole within, but with, for linguistic convenience. I rise to meet the new day. How are we on any given moment rising to meet the new day? As Max Frost says, good morning. The rest of my life, the rest of my life, the rest of my life is gonna start today, right now, right here, this breath, this word, the rest of my life, the foundation of the rest of my life. Each new moment is built upon this now moment. What am I building? What am I creating? What am I starting? When you arise in the morning, which of these two images most reflects how you feel, how you energetically respond to morning, to the new day? Because for some of us, the new day doesn't start in the morning. For some folks who have to work various hours, their new day may actually start at 8 p.m. Doesn't matter. In general, now, if we're being realistic, we understand that there are a variety of circumstances that go into how much energy we have. If you just worked, you know, a 14-hour shift and you've got 3 hours to sleep before your next 12-hour shift, you're going to be tired when you awaken. If you are dealing with some physical, maybe the flu or some other, more than likely you're going to awaken and feel tired and want to sleep more. We're not talking about that energy. That is the energy of self care and giving yourself the capacity and the space as best as possible to fully rest. We're talking about those of us who have had a full 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours of sleep, whatever it is, and yet and still the energy we bring into that, oh, it's Monday again. Or, oh, I got to go make the donuts, or whatever it is. So therein lies the question: what is the energy that you are choosing to start your new day with? Say it again. I mean, I'm just asking the question. All things coming from the opportunity, from the place of privilege. You have the privilege to get a full night's sleep. You have the privilege of self care and resting. You have all of these privileges. And from that place of privilege, when you awaken the next day, what is the energy that you are awakening with? Are you awakening with the energy of, I'm ready, new day, new opportunities, new possibilities to shift and change the collective, equity and justice, new, or is it, I really don't feel like getting up and going to work today? Is it because you don't want to work? Is it because you don't like your job? Is it because what is the reason? Because that energy, that intention, I don't want to, dot, 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 is how you're moving forward. Even if you can't stand your job, the energy of when you awaken is the energy you are carrying forth into not just your job, but your commute to job, your conversations, the food you eat. That's the energy that you are carrying into from that point forward until such time as you change it. But that's the tone you are setting. Dr. Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker both co-created, co-wrote, and share. I let go of yesterday, and I have no fear of tomorrow. For this day is God's day in my life and affairs. Yes, there's a lot of anthropomorphism there. There's a lot of, yeah. Linguistic convenience for the sake of conversation. Now, I want us to pause for a moment. I let go of yesterday and have no fear of tomorrow for this day, this moment. Now, God being all there is, God was in yesterday and God is in tomorrow. But in this moment, what am I choosing? Because we do a lot of talking about let go of the past, release the past, and embrace the now. And yes, but it's both and. Because if we let go of all of the past, then we are going to forget our name, how to communicate, how to do addition, subtraction, and other forms of math, how to cook, how to get to work, how to do the job at our. We're going to forget all. If we let go of the past, we're not going to remember the effects of slavery. If we let go of the past, we're not going to remember the effects of, we're not going to remember the consequences of, we're not going to remember because we've let it go. So it's both and. It's being discerning about what aspects of the past, that which is non life affirming, remember, but release. Release the energetic connection to it while still holding on to certain things of the past because those things are life affirming and they move us forward. Discernment. Because oftentimes we talk in these absolutes of let go of the past, embrace the light, yum, 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 darkness, yum, 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 negativity, yum, 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 positivity. There are vast nuances to explore, and the past is one of them. Dr. Holmes says, the thoughts of tomorrow, the thoughts of the tomorrows and the yesterdays are swallowed up in the great realization of the perfect here and the complete now. Same general idea. The main focus here is how are we investing our energy? Are we investing it more in the past? Remember the 1970s when gas was only 15 cents a gallon? And remember when you could leave your house and leave your front door unlocked and it was safe? Remember when Black people knew their place and they sat on the bus where they were supposed to sit? And there were separate water fountains and the good old days. Is that where you're investing your energy? Or are you investing your energy in, oh man, next week I've got to, oh, tomorrow I've got to. Or are you investing your energy in the here and now? Doing the work of the here and now. The here and now that heals past and builds future. Mindfulness of the present. That's our invitation based upon what Dr. Holmes is sharing here. Tomorrow will take care of itself if we are doing what we are investing in, creating, mindfully setting the intention of and acting upon in this moment now. Not in the past, but now. So on any given day, as we are contemplating, where, oh, where am I thinking right now? Oh, where am I thinking past? Because usually that regret and stuff, and future is usually anxiety and worry because we don't worry about the past. We worry about what hasn't happened yet. We worry about future. There's anxiety, future. We don't usually have anxiety. Now, there's something that may happen yesterday that put the anxiety into place, but it's usually a future thought that's causing the anxiety or whatever to rise versus Oh man, yesterday when I was stuck in traffic. Well, you're not, I mean, you may be re feeling it, but it's already done. So that means something's going on now where you are reimagining it, and that reimagining it is bringing that back to the present, but it's not here, right? So we're invited to sort through our thoughts on any given day, on any given moment, at any given time. Where are we thinking? Are we thinking past? Are we thinking future? Are we thinking present? And it's not so much about pick one, it's about the ebb and flow. Because I can have memories about, oh man, Tracy, remember that time when we went to New York? And yeah, that's fine. Memories. And we remember, oh, what was that joke? The joke. It said, early one Sunday morning when young Richard woke up and his mom said, it's time to get ready for church. And that's fine. It's a past memory, it's a past thought that I'm bringing into the present for a constructive, enjoyable, or usable reason. Don't forget, I've got a doctor appointment tomorrow and a dentist appointment next week. I'm going to put it on the calendar right now. And yeah, those are future events, but you're planning them now. You're planning to build a house or start a business or go to school. That's fine. It's the ebb and the flow of past, future, present. Now, what am I doing with it in a manner that is life affirming, supportive, and creative rather than draining? Robin Ventinier says our past can always be useful to educate us as to what hasn't worked. But those experiences don't have to label us or define us. We can choose to decide who we want to be from this moment right now. Who do you want to be? Who do you choose to be? And based upon who you are choosing to be and what you are choosing to be, how does that inform what you do? Various things in our past, oftentimes we allow that past event or that past whatever it is to define who we are. I've never been good with math. I've never been good in school. I've never been good. So therefore, when my third grade teacher said I was stupid, I must be stupid. How old are you now? 54. And you're still carrying what that woman told you when you were in third grade? Why? It's that. Now, past, whenever I mix whatever for my eggs, I don't know. That'll messing with me. When I put this certain seasoning with my eggs, it messes with my stomach. Well, don't mix it again. Oh, that's a good idea because I haven't learned from, right. So clearly, we have the opportunity to learn from our past. And there are some folks involved in, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, string theory, and whatnot, propose the idea of, and I'm just dropping this in there just to, have your mind think about it. What if we could remember our future? I'm going to leave that there. So simply the invitation, navigating all three time zones in the moment that we are in. Bring the past, bring the future into the present, do what we are invited to do with it, and then proceed accordingly. None of these quote unquote time frames, quote unquote, is better or worse than the others. There was a time when our past was the present, There will be a time when our future is the present. So if we want to say the present is of the three, well, yeah, because we're always in the present. It's where we live. It's where we act, where we think, where we remember. We're in the present remembering the past. We're in the present and contemplating the future. It's happening in the present. But in the realm of consciousness, in the realm of spirit, there's only now. And time doesn't exist per se, right? In the absolute, there is no time. The eternality, the foreverness, it's forever. There is no beginning, middle, end. It's just is. So our invitation is to be in the is as often as possible. John O'Donohue says each new day is a path of wonder, a different invitation. When was the last time you truly had a moment of awe and wonderment? What makes the hairs on and goosebumps and oh, that was so exciting, so joy filled, so beautiful that you were filled with wonder and awe? Because oftentimes as adults, we limit ourselves in that area. We deny ourselves the grace and the majesty that comes from being in awe and wonder, seeing a rainbow in the sky, playing with a dog, a puppy, a kitten, a cat, whatever it is, what brings that up? And recognizing that each new now moment is a new invitation to live. Simply to live fully as possible. That invitation is ever present. And within that mix, there's always a different invitation. When eating, there's the invitation to enjoy the meal. When conversing, there's the invitation to engage in this communication with another, to build and connect. When walking, when riding, when driving, when flying, when painting, when whatever it is, the invitation is to be so fully present that all of life avails itself in whatever the activity is. Which means there's an infinitude of ways to experience it. When you see this 3 plus 4, it's pretty straightforward. 3 plus 4 equals. But there's also another way of looking at this where it equals 7. 3 plus 4 is simple. It's one way to be done. You add the first number and the second number. That's it. The numbers are set. How you do whatever multiplication or whatever with the number, the sign, the symbol it's set. It's done. But the moment you say equals 7, how many different ways can you come up with equals 7? 3 plus 4 is 1. 5 plus 2 is another. 9 take away what multiplied by, divide that by. So clearly, we now expand it into, there are a whole bunch. I could 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 7. 1 plus 1 plus 5, 7. 1 plus 1 plus 1. We could do this. Infinite possibilities. Or are we more focused on the problem? Because when we are so rear focused, future focused, we are very often focused on what comes before the equal rather than what can come after the equal. Because when we are willing to look at what comes after the equal, the infinite possibilities and the infinite invitations in the moment, the infinite invitations that this moment avails to be in awe and wonder and possibility. And when we accept the invitation and we act from the invitation, then those possibilities become probabilities. Because, see, I can say, is equity possible? Is peace possible? Yes. Is it possible that a unicorn could walk through the door? Maybe, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. It's a whole bunch of things that are possible. But am I doing the work to make that possibility more probable? Is it possible that I will join a gym? It is possible. Well, if I'm not actively getting up to go, then it's not going to happen. It stays in the realm of possibilities, like most New Year's resolutions. But when I engage it in a different way, then the probability of joining a gym and going increases with the intention of the more I do the work, then that probability now becomes inevitable. How do we do this work so that equity is inevitable? A world that works for all is inevitable. Justice is inevitable. Healthcare for all is inevitable. It's the only way we're going to create a world that works for all. And it happens when we do the work to heal ourselves individually and then take that same work, that same process, that same practice to heal the collective. As the new year continues, we are called to find out who we are truly capable of being. And in so doing, what are we capable of doing? Our understanding and our application of the science of mind and spirit is crucial to this endeavor. What challenges, habits, non-life affirming stories are we willing to overcome, to release, to change? What pains are we willing to address? What suffering are we willing to alleviate individually and collectively so that we create the lived experience of a world that works for all? Breathe. This week's affirmation, our declaration, I will say it first, and if it resonates with you, say it with me on the second go round. I seize this day, embracing its unlimited possibilities. Together. I seize this day, embracing its unlimited possibilities. Carpe diem. So it is. There's a story as told in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that is going to kick off our journal questions for this week. And the story is about a whale and a pot of petunias. In Douglas Adams' comic novel, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the starship's space jumps are provided or powered by its infinite improbability drive. The technology is not without side effects, however. Once the drive is engaged, increasingly improbable events manifest in the space around the ship. In one instance, a sperm whale and a pot of petunias are suddenly incarnated and find themselves
hurling toward Earth due to gravity. The whale delights in discovering itself. Oh, look, I have a tail. What are these marvelous things? I think I shall call them flukes. And finally, what is that glorious round blue object hurling towards me? The pot of petunias, on the other hand, oh no, not again. Yes, there is humor here that is a little on the dark side, quote unquote, but there are lots of different ways we can use this story, the analogy, the metaphor of this story. Recognizing our own tendencies to shift and move between the whale's giddy optimism and the flower pot's fatalism, while also noticing that neither approach, affected by the outer facts of their brief incarnations, right? Like we don't have to vilify, we don't have to become so attached to, we don't have to detach for a moment. Observe, where am I? What am I noticing? And the bottom line, which is the question of, would I rather be more like the whale and experience the oh my, or the flower pot, oh my? Which would I prefer? Now, there are times where it could be both and in the same breath, but the question is, which would I prefer to be more of more often? And is there a middle ground between, oh my, oh my? Is there middle ground? Oh my. And what does that middle ground look like? How can we stay conscious to it? With all that is going on, what is ours to do? Now, based on that story, journal question number one is, when you woke up, or when you tend to wake up, do you tend to feel more like the whale or the pot of petunias? And what do you think impacted? Why do you think that is? That when you tend to wake up, you tend to be more of the whale or more of the petunias? What do you think causes that to be? Number two, when you imagine discovering, appreciating newness within an ordinary day, what do you imagine? What comes to your mind? And is it a full sensory imagining? Meaning, do you imagine what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, all of the newness? Or do you imagine a specific aspect of it? Number three, what might today feel like if you really believe that today was a fresh start? Number four, what would you need to feel? What would you need to have? What would you need to do in order for it to actually be a fresh start? And what would this fresh start be for you? A fresh start with a new career, a new relationship, different finances? What would your fresh start be? And then lastly, what is your process to create more life affirming possibilities in your life and to make those possibilities probabilities and to make those probabilities inevitabilities? What is your process? Breathe. As we enter into that space of the infinite knowing, the infinite now, the infinite forever and ever and ever. That space of mystery, that space of creative chaos, that space of a blank canvas upon which we can paint, the blank page upon which we can write, the blank staff of music upon which we can place the notes and sing the song. It is that space that is ever present right here and right now, that fresh start to sing a new song, to draw a new drawing, to take a new path, to heal relationships, to forgive, to release an old story, to tell a new story. All of that exists right here and right now. And so we breathe in the wonderment and the awe and the joy, the completeness, the wholeness, and the perfection that is present right here in us, through us, and as us. The infinite goodness, the infinite Godness, our infinite divinity, ever expressing right here and right now. And from this now we choose, who will I be? Who do I choose to be? Who am I choosing to be? What am I choosing to be? And in that being, what do I do? What am I doing? How am I loving? How am I caring? How am I serving? How am I healing? How am I evolving? The law, which always says yes, is always and infinitely acting, giving its sacred amen, which means this treatment, this message, this movement, this entire process is already answered prayer. So I release what needs to be released, and I embrace what needs to be embraced, and I embody. And I know that what I say for myself and about myself is true for all who are watching now. It's already done. And so it is. Breathe. And so it is. Much love and appreciation, everyone. For those who are joining us over in Zoom, see you momentarily in Zoom.